The form of content that you need to prepare for you to be able to record without many takes, just in one take, so you just sit, turn on camera and record just once and for all. You don't have to redo it. So for this you need to have very detailed scripting, and preparation takes the most time, but at the same time it saves you a lot of time in the process of recording and editing, which is the most time consuming. So don't skip this step, give the most attention to this step. We will discuss why we use scripting and not other methods of content preparation like cards or just outlining what you want to say. We will discuss it at a time. I want you to just trust that I have tested and I have found out that scripting is the most efficient way of preparation of the text for Reels. So it's not for any content, not for any video recording, but for Reels, for Shorts, for TikTok, for any short video content today. And we will script every word we want to say, and we will emphasize the key words with the bold text. So we will do also the formatting, so that when you will be reading the text from your screen, it will be easier to memorize what to say to the camera when you raise your eyes and look into it. We don't need to say word by word when we are reproducing what we have memorized, but just having a concept of what you want to say in very details is very helpful, and you will see it in practice. Sometimes the key words that are written in your script are the most effective for your listener and makes the most of impact than the words that you will find on the go trying to express your idea. And also don't forget that the short content has limitations. For example, Facebook allows you only up to 90 seconds of video, so your speech has to be very fast. I will show you the examples of my script, and then we will go into actually scripting process. Here you see on the screen the scripting that I have done for my Reels, and you can see the way they are organized. So there is a formatting, there is the first heading for the general topic, and then there is a breakdown of different Reels for this topic. So for one problem I create 2 or 3 Reels, and it's possible to create even more Reels for one topic, and it's good to do it because you don't know which hook will work the most. Let me show you how did I organize this script. So what you can see, this is dealing with online trolls and haters script. If I go to my problems, 100 problems list that we're using for scripting, you can see that there is a topic that is called dealing with online trolls and haters. And then I have the description, I have the consequence if not solved, gains if solved, and some solutions. And this is what I use to create my script, but we will come back to it in the next part of this video. Now I want you to understand that I have used this one problem for these 3 Reels that I am showing you, and or two Reels, and one Reel would look like this. You can see the hook over there. I keep seeing people who are, and that's only hook that I have taken from the list that I gave you. Then I started to work on the content based on my 100 problems list. What I have as a result, let me read the Reel and explain to you the composition. I keep seeing people are giving up on their projects because of the haters and trolls online. Look, content creation often attracts trolls and haters because those are sick people and really need help. You might just become the channel for their temporary relief. Let's talk how not to be knocked down by them. Trolls are spewing negativity, not because you are doing something wrong, but because of their own issues. Use more moderation tools in Facebook and Insta and YouTube. Almost all platforms allow to prohibit comments, blah blah blah. Ignore trolls totally and prioritize engaging with healthy people. Need more motivation? Don't forget to save this video. We will talk about the ending of Reels later. So now let's focus on this one and learn how did I write this. So let me go to the 100 problems list and read what do we have it. Where did I take this information from? So some information I have taken from my imagination. And some information I have taken straight from this description, but I had to read the description to understand the problem more so that I can write what I have written. Let me read for you what do I have in the 100 problems list. The title, Dealing with Online Trolls and Haters. The description of the problem. Online presence often attracts trolls and haters. Managing and responding to negativity while maintaining professionalism is crucial to preventing the negativity of personal brand. Emotional stress, potential, I'm reading the consequences. The consequences are emotional stress, potential harm to mental well-being, and negative impact on overall brand perception. Gains, if solved, maintain mental well-being, the positive brand perception, and ability to foster healthier online community. And solutions, use moderation tools, prioritize engaging positive audience. And because this really is not the first time writing related to criticism and negative feedback, I have gotten some ideas from previous reels I've been writing. So this reel already is one of the last on this topic. Now let's go and break down again. Where did I take the keep seeing people? I took keep seeing people from the list of hooks that I have. So I started keep seeing people, and how did I decide to put here giving up on their projects? Because I read in the consequences of not addressing the issue is decreasing mental well-being. So it means that the haters, they make you feel drained, feel bad, and I'm saying that sometimes people are giving up on their projects because of the negative criticism and haters online. Because my topic is about the haters online who are writing negative comments under your content. So I'm asking, keep seeing people giving up on their projects. This idea came from hook. First of all, so the hook is the beginning of the idea, how do I start it? And I say, I keep seeing people giving up on their projects because of haters. So this is actually the problem description. And I say, content creation often attracts trolls and haters because those are sick people who need help. And you can see, if we go to the 100 problems list, I have actually this in description. What I have in description, it says here, online presence often attracts trolls and haters. And then it says, managing and responding to negativity while maintaining professionalism is crucial. So this is what I'm teaching people to do. Then I'm saying, content creation often attracts trolls and haters. You would think like, okay, that's not important information, but actually in real, the way it works is that people start recognizing themselves in the situation that I'm describing. This is why we need to have problem description. So I say, this is the problem and this is how you feel. And people say, yes, exactly, this is how I feel. They need to have explanation of the problem. So although they understand that the content attracts haters and trolls, but hearing it from someone gives some kind of relief. So that's why I'm saying this. So don't worry, content creation attracts trolls and negative critics a lot because those people sometimes they need help themselves. And this is already my interpretation of the situation. So I say those are sick people and they just need help themselves. So I don't have this in my content. I have added something. But you see, I didn't invent this text in front of camera when saying to camera. But you can, if you have idea during recording and you want to add some commentary to your text, you can do it. But now in the time of writing the script, I had this idea, so I have added this. Next, I said, let's talk how not to be knocked down by them. So what I'm talking here is, I am talking about the solution. Here is the solution. It says, use moderate tools, prioritize engaging with your positive audience. That's the solution. So I say, if you don't do these three things, you might be knocked down by the negative experience, which is basically the same that is written in consequences if not resolved. Emotional stress, potential harm to mental health, and negative impact on overall brand perception. And I have put it in the word not to be knocked down by them. But you can say instead of the let's talk how not to be knocked down by them, you can say, let's talk how not to be emotionally stressed, avoid harm to mental well-being, and negative impact on overall brand perception. So you can just say this, what you have written in your 100 problem list, the consequences if not solved. And then I say the solution. But you see that in my solution I have 3 different points. I just interpret what is said in my 100 problem list in previous topics. So sometimes you get ideas from there. So it says trolls are spewing negativity not because they are doing something wrong, but because of their own issues. I'm just continuing the idea that don't worry, those people are sick, don't bother. And then next, use moderation tools, and I think it's exactly the same what I have in my 100 problem list. Use moderation tools, it says. And then next one, I say ignore trolls totally and prioritize engaging with healthy people. And you can see that exactly this is what is said here. Prioritize engaging with your positive audience. So because I have turned this little bit to make this discussion about trolls being sick people, so that's why I added one point saying don't worry, like don't bother about them. And then another, use moderation tools. And number 3 is prioritize healthy people. So I said healthy because the trolls are sick, that's why. So that's how I have combined this reel. Let's go into next reel, which is exactly based on the same problem. So it's just exactly the same line, but I have approached it differently, and I hope it might help you. These reels are already advanced, let's say. I will show you the reels I did in the beginning before when I came to these ideas. You can see that they are exactly just repeating what I have in my document. So here is the next reel, and I say, here I progressed even more. I have added my story there. How did I do it? Let me show you what did I do. So I am saying I've done something wrong. I've done something wrong is a hook. I'm not sure this hook is in your list. I think maybe I have not included this dramatic hooks in your list. I gave you more simplified. But that's also one of the hooks, and I'm saying I've done something wrong. And this is making people to stop scrolling and start listening to what I have to say. So how did I come up with this story? Because this story is not in my problem list, so this is something that you can do. I have taught you in the previous lessons that stories make people stop and listen because they want to know what is the continuation. So I start dramatically and I say, oh my God, I've done something wrong, and I did it really emotionally on the video. And then I say it would definitely impact negatively my personal brand if I would be working on it that time. But there was something tragic happening in my home country, and this person said something wrong, and I have sent him somewhere I shouldn't be sending. So why do I bring up this story? You will understand why do I bring this story, because I want to lead people to understanding that if you are reacting improperly, unprofessionally to the negative comments, then it might impact your brand, because this is what is said in my 100 problems list. So let me go there and show you. So it says that there is a negative impact on overall brand perception. And also it says here, managing and responding to negativity while maintaining professionalism is crucial to presenting the integrity of the personal brand. So I thought, well, do I have any story illustrating how someone have been unprofessional and reacted improperly to negative comments, and how did it end? And because I don't have dramatic story that it ended negatively, that is why I told my story when I reacted to a negative comment improperly. And thank God it didn't impact my brand, because I didn't start developing it then, but it could. And then I teach people how to manage this situation, how to avoid this mistake so that there is no negative impact on the brand. And this is why I say this happened when there was something happening in my country. I posted about this. Someone reacted with nasty comment, and I sent this person somewhere where I shouldn't send. So I didn't react professionally. And this is what you should do to react professionally if you want to avoid my mistake. And then I start teaching exactly these steps, but I have added something else. So here is what I have. So I said, I blocked this person. I can't even remember who is this, but since then I have adopted few principles to deal with haters, and I'm sharing these principles, and I have made it 5. So it doesn't mean that you have to go with only what's written in your 100 problems list, but look what I have come up with. I said, first of all, you need to have rules. So you need to think how you will action in emotionally charged situations. And then I said it should include this your scenario of how you will act. It should include moderation of comments. And do you remember that moderation of comments is in my 100 problem list? Here it is. Look, moderation tools. Use moderation tools. Then the number 3 says prioritize your well-being. Do not respond no matter how much you want it. And where did I take the prioritize your well-being? Actually, I took it from the same 100 problem list description, that there is a mental well-being impact and it's negative, and that's why I say prioritize your well-being. Then I say only consider the feedback when you know it can make your product content better. Where did I take this from? I actually took it from the previous reel, because I've recorded reels before that, and there are previous solutions that gave me ideas for this. Let me read the previous solutions. We have negative feedback and criticism topic that I have recorded previously, and then it says address valid concerns professionally, ignore unconstructive criticism, and focus on your positive impact. And that is why I have combined these things. So if you have similar topics, you can actually add something. It doesn't mean that you have strictly to create a reel out of one problem. So this is how I have come up with 5 points over here. But I want you to understand that it happened from me analyzing all the information I have in my 100 problem list for this particular problem. And I have ended with, I hope it helps you learn from my mistake. This is motivating people to actually maybe listen to these rules again, because I have scared them that they might make a mistake and this might have an impact. Let me show you the reels that I have done previously, so you can see that from the negative feedback and criticism, which is the previous reel number 10, so you can see this reel number 10 is about negative feedback and criticism. And I have 3 reels, so you can see in navigation over here on the left that there is 1, 2, 3 reels made out of 100 problem list option. And here it is, the first one. Everyone is dealing with criticism. This is a hook. I'm saying everyone is dealing with this. So if you would say everyone is dealing with addiction, for example, that's controversial. Okay, sometimes people think, oh no, that's not happening with me. I don't have in the family anyone addicted. But wait, everyone is stick to their phones these days. So this is addiction and you can develop it. Or, for example, everyone is dealing with gut problem, for example, or everyone is dealing with housing problem, finding like renting a house or buying a house. So you can use this as a hook. And again, this hook is from my list. Also not sure if I have added it to your list, but I will. So I say the hook and I say everyone is dealing with criticism when creating something. When you build your personal brand, sometimes it is difficult to overcome. Where did I take this information that is difficult to overcome? This is where I have it. Let me read you the content of this 100 problem list option. Negative feedback and criticism. Facing criticism, whether constructive or not, can be emotionally challenging. Individuals may find it difficult to navigate negative feedback and use it to improve their brand rather than being discouraged. Next, damage to reputation, decreased audience trust, and potential disengagement from the brand is the consequences if not solved. And then improved reputation management, increased audience trust, and potential for constructive feedback to drive personal brand improvement is gains if solved. And then the last one is solution list, and I have 3 solutions here. Address valid concerns professionally, ignore unconstructive criticism, and focus on positive impact. Now, all these have been translated into 3 reels. And this is where the dealing with criticism when creating something can be sometimes difficult to overcome. This is where I took it, difficult to overcome, because it says it here in my 100 problem list. It says it can be emotionally challenging. I just use other words, but it's as the same. And now I develop it into the solutions. How do I connect what I started with solutions? Then I say sometimes you want to get back to comfort zone and not deal with any of those challenges, but you don't want to give up. In this case, this is what you should do. Learn to ignore unconstructive criticism. You remember I have it in my list. Then focus on the positive impact your product will have. Think more of people that struggle and need your product. That's where did I take this? It says here, focus on your positive impact. What does it mean, positive impact? If you've been writing articles, you've been developing those points, and you know that from article writing what is included in those points. This is where I get ideas from. This is why before this course it is recommended to have the website course with article writing, so that you can learn about your problems more. And by writing these scripts, you already implement what you have learned in previous work. So this is where I take this. And the number 3 is address valid concerns by creating additional content. Even better, they gave you ideas for more quality content. Where did I take this? So it says it can be emotionally challenging and individuals may find it difficult to navigate negative feedback and use it to improve their brand rather than just feeling discouraged. So what does it mean? From the problem description, I get an idea that you can use it to improve your brand. Then in the gains solved, I have the following. It's written, if it's solved, you have the improved reputation management, increased audience trust, and potential for constructive feedback to drive personal brand development. You see, so that's exactly what I'm saying. Address valid concerns by creating additional content. Even better, they gave you ideas for more quality content. And then conclusion, if you want, if you follow me, you already know that. And I will come back to the endings in another video, not in this. So you will learn how to write the script in this video, but you will need to complete it by learning the endings in the next video. Let's go and see the next reel that I have on the same problem. I know how emotionally challenging it is to see negative comments under your content. You recognize this? It says, I know how emotionally challenging it is to see negative comments. And then you might be discouraged, but you need to learn how to turn criticism into your tools and have more impact. Where did I take have more impact? From my problems, because it says you will have more impact. And then where did I take need to learn how to turn criticism into your tools? Just another words to say how to overcome this problem. And then what I say, try to follow these steps. Address valid concerns professionally. Ignore unconstructive criticism. Focus on your positive impact. You see, it's just exactly what's written. I just copy-pasted. Look, this is what I did. Address valid concerns professionally, ignore unconstructive criticism, focus on your positive impact. You see, unlike in previous reels, I just copy-pasted here these steps, but before I said the steps, I have made it interesting to listen about this. How? With my hook, because I said, I know it is emotionally challenging to navigate comments under your content. And then you might be discouraged, but here are the tools. I will help you, and I give the tools just like it is, and I want to give explanation on the positive impact. I give more information about this, and I say the last point is gold. Only focusing on impact you have on people's lives, it makes your effort worth continuing. There are a lot of reasons to be upset and question yourself whether you should do it or not, but every time you feel like this, remember there is someone who is really crying and upset because they don't have answers that you have. So what I do, I don't explain all the points, I explain just one point and break it down. Why I didn't explain all points? Because I don't have time for this. The time is only 90 seconds, and here is the text that will be fitting this time frame. It's only this, so that is why just one point. If I want, I can record similar reel with a little bit different phrasing at the beginning and emphasize on unconstructive criticism and ignoring it. So that's ideas for the reels. You don't need to write one reel from each problem. You need to see it from different perspectives. You can write up to 10 reels. This is example for you. That's why I have 3 reels, but you can write up to 10. And you might ask, okay, and what, people will watch the same reel all over again? That's not the same reel. That's you looking at the problem from different angles. And although you are repeating the same solutions, it's still absorbed by your audience differently, and it's necessary. And also, you don't need to post those videos one after another. You can post this video from the same problem and then post the different video on the same problem in different week. And there will be a time distance between them, so people will look at it as a totally different topic. Let us see the third reel that I have written from this problem. Did you know that? So, did you know that is a hook. By just looking at did you know that, I've got idea how to prepare this reel. Did you know that unaddressed negative feedback on your product, services, or content for social media can damage your reputation? Where did I get it from? Let us go to the problem list and go to consequences if not solved for my problem, and it says here negative impact on overall brand perception. So, and I started with this and I said, did you know that unaddressed negative feedback can damage your reputation? I'm just taking one point from my problem list consequences and develop it into reel. I can take any other point from the consequences list and develop. So I continue. In your personal brand building journey, the negative feedback can, and I then write what is the negative impact. Decrease audience trust and disengage the followers from your brand. So you need to acquire the skill of reputation management. If the criticism is constructive, take it into consideration for improvement. It can be a source for new products, services, or ideas. Address the concerns professionally. It will increase the follower trust, drive your personal brand improvement, and follow me for more. So this is where I took it from. Gains if solved. It says maintain mental well-being, positive brand conception, ability to foster healthier online community. So where did I take this information from? Let us look into the problem list. So we have improved reputation management, increased audience trust, and the potential for constructive feedback to drive personal brand improvement. And here I have exactly this. So if you manage the criticism properly, it can be a source of new products, services, content ideas. It will increase the follower trust, drive your personal brand improvement. So what I'm doing here, I'm breaking down the problem into negative impact and positive impact. Negative impact can decrease audience trust, disengage the followers from your brand, and if I go to consequences, I say decreased audience trust and potential disengagement from your brand, exactly the words. So I've taken from there, that's negative part. And then the positive. So you need to acquire skill for reputation management, and I talk about the positive impact. I have combined consequences and gains, and I have constructed a reel out of this. So I think that it might be a little bit overwhelming for you, but it is until we do it practically. So in the next video, we will practically create reels with you. So don't worry, don't go into panic mode. You will be able to do it. I will guide you through the process. See you in the next video, the part number 2.